Let's begin in prayer. Loving and compassionate God, as we gather, we must never forget that you are not only our beginning, but you're also our end. We were created with purpose, and that purpose is to share in the kingdom which you have promised us in gift. And our life is a journey, not only for ourselves, but to share in your plan, to make this great gift known to one another. We are called to evangelize, in other words, to open the gospel, the good news of salvation, to all we meet. The mission of a parish is to be your presence in a given time and place. Faith formation is one of our primary responsibilities that you task us with. And so this evening, as all of our life, we ask that you bless us, that we may always have the wisdom to see your will and the courage to carry it out. Continue to bless us and keep us open to your will this evening as we reflect on some very important things concerning our future, and also to celebrate where we are right now as we move into that future. In your name we pray together, our Father.
Lord in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
What I always love about the Army was, especially wear fatigues or Class B uniform, you never had to have anything tied around your neck. So being in the civilian world, I always loved it, just not even bother to button up the collar. You know, this evening, a couple things. My main focus tonight is to keep us conscious about how and why we're able to do what we do in this parish. And it's all built around the word stewardship, and it's all built around the word team and cooperation. That we all share in a responsibility of bringing Christ to our children and our children to Christ. And so I just want to remind that, and that's the reason why the diocese has created what we call a covenant agreement, parish covenant agreement. And one of the things I want to do is to make sure, in preparation for this August when you would come together again to sign it, that you spend some time reflecting upon what you're asked in that covenant agreement, so that you can be very conscious of of the commitments you make with the parish before God. And so what I'd like to do is at this time is have Andrea kind of give you the overview that she has, and then Richard's going to share some comments, and then I'll fill in the blanks, and then we will progress over to the school to see how it's coming along. Okay? Shouldn't take much.
Well, good evening, and thanks for coming. My name is Andrea Eastman, and I'm the parish administrator for Stmary Catholic Church and School. I've been on staff for 10 years. I am a school parent. I have 3 children, currently in 6th grade, 5th grade, and kindergarten. And I joined the church, the Catholic Church, in 2003. I'm going to talk briefly with you tonight about how we can keep our church and our school fiscally healthy. It's easy. In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, go to church every Sunday and holy days of obligation. The point of going to church on Sunday is so important that God spoke to Moses and told him to carve in stone, "Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy." All churches have the expectation that members come to church. It is a reasonable expectation that St. Mary's would ask us to come to church on Sundays too. Just as with any any sport you or your students are enrolled in, there's a minimum 1 hour practice required. And we all know that the more you practice, the better you perform on game day. So, you, probably like myself, have instilled in my children that no matter what, they must go to that 1 hour practice because they can't let the team down. Well, look around you. We're all part of a team here. So we and each of us will have our own game day. Some trauma, a loss, a life-changing decision, or a tragedy, and the more we practice our faith, the better we will survive those most trying moments of life. So 1, go to church. 2, volunteer. Get involved in the community. God has gifted us abundantly, and we need to share our talents and our interests with St. Mary Church and School. Volunteers are crucial to St. Mary Parish. Because we work on a shoestring budget, it is necessary to supplement our current staff with volunteers. For example, the volunteers in the school office and library do the work that we cannot afford to hire, like answering the phone and checking out or shelving books. There are also volunteers that tutor our students, support our teachers, and sign up to be room mothers. We just don't have the financial resources to provide all the services that we provide today without volunteers. Most importantly, though, is that volunteering, getting involved in the community, brings each of us closer to each other and enriches our lives. So volunteer. And 3, give generously. We educate over 300 students and support over 50 employees. We sponsor over 60 students to Catholic high school. All of those activities and all of the other support that we provide to our parish members costs money. Next year, we are expecting to spend over $2 million. $1,450,000 of that budget is directly attributable to the school. It costs our parish community an average of $3,700 a year for each student in our school. That literally means that if each of us do not give that $3,700 per year per our students, someone else in this parish is. During the tax year of 2010, our school families, us, contributed a very generous $493,000 towards a $1,300,000 budget. That means that we, the families with children in school, contributed 38% of the budget, while the remaining 62%, or $807,000, was absorbed into the parish. If we want our school to have teachers that are paid competitive salaries, updated technology for our students, special education services, current textbooks, just to name a few of the priority items, then we must give generously. Now let's talk about Dylan's script. This little card, I actually took a picture of it, but it didn't come out, it was tiny, so I just thought I'd hold this one up. I don't think it's much bigger. But this little card is a very powerful little card. It alone has evoked a lot of emotions from people, ranging from I love it, why doesn't everybody do it, to I'm too busy, I can't add one more thing to my life, to I hate it, and why is the parish telling me how to shop? Well, I'm going to put all of that debate stuff aside, and I want to talk to you about straight facts. Take, for example, filling the tank of your car. So it probably takes about $50 per week to fill up one car in your family. Using the Dylan script card to fill that tank, Dylan gives the school 5% or $2.50 per week. Now, $2.50 is not much, I know, but when the school gets that every week, it adds up to $130 per year, and that is just for one family. Well, we have about 200 families in our school. If our 200 families use the Dillon Script card to fill up their tank on one car in the family, then Dillon's would give our school $26,000 in a year. That is $26,000 that will give our teachers raises, that will help pay for the AR store, buy new equipment for our students. I mean, the possibilities are endless. But the really cool thing here is that we don't just have 200 tanks to fill. We probably have more like 400 tanks to fill, assuming you have 2 cars per family. And I know there's lots of families that have even more than that. So Dillon's would give us closer to $50,000 each year. That $50,000 is free money. We don't have to give it. We don't have to buy it. We don't have to deliver it. We hardly spend more than 30 seconds to get it. We just get it. Now that is the easiest fundraiser ever. If we can do $50,000 with gas, imagine what we could do with groceries, prescriptions, or furniture. There's virtually no limit. So in conclusion, and brief I think, to keep our school fiscally healthy, go to church, volunteer, give generously, and use Dillon's Script. Thanks for your time and attention this evening. I'll turn it over to Mr. Montgomery.